This is reality TV that works. Startups, made in Kansas City.
How was school today? All right, I love it, I love it. When I say keep it, you all say moving. Keep it.
Move it.
Keep it.
Move it.
This time we want them to create their own dance, so.
You know how much they're gonna love that too. Nothing like creating your own dance.
See ya.
I know. I think we got, wow, oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey, kids, there you go.
Good, look at all my
Today's my
babies.
birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. How was school today? That's what I'm talking about. Come on in, come on in. It's time to have some fun. Time to get focused. All right.
Let's go, let's go.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Reggie Gray, also known as Reggie Reg the Magic Man.
And I'm Roy Scott, known by the kids as Rappin' Roy. And we're young entrepreneurs, and we started H3, a company all about keeping our kids healthy and all about the social issues, no bullying, anti-drugs, but in a fun and innovative way.
Absolutely. All about keeping our youth physically and mentally active. That's what it's about. Right now, we're in Boys and Girls Club in Kansas City, having some fun debuting our new exercise and education program called, what's it called, Rappin' Roy?
You know, it's called Keep It Moving. You know,
yeah.
just again, a fun way to get our kids excited about exercise, raising awareness about making healthy lifestyle decisions, and just letting them know it's cool to be positive, have fun, but take care of yourself mentally and physically.
Now, it's weird because a lot of people ask us, how did we come up with healthy hip-hop? Rappin' Roy, you have to talk about this one.
Well, we wanted to form a company with a purpose. And again, that was our driving force and motivation, just doing something that can really have a good effect and impact on our kids in a positive way. And it was all about the children and all about just making a difference with our kids.
And that's actually what brought Roy and myself together. A couple years ago, Roy initially started the movement, but it was missing a little element. So at the Mayor's School's first event in Kansas City at the Sprint Center, I was on the stage being the Magic Man, and Roy was networking and pushing the new movement.
And when I seen him, I mean, all the kids are gravitating toward him, so I'm like, hey, you know, I gotta get his card. So the rest of the team was there. I'm like, y'all get his card? Or well, we got this, you know, this, what is it, postcard? So I need his business card. So I ran up on him, took him to lunch, and the rest has been history. So it's been a lot of hard work, but it's all paying off, and it's all about our kids. Originally, you know, I was working while I was forming the business. You know, my wife made sure I kept my job. So, so I kept my job and was building the business, building the brand, investing into it. Came to a point where I can leave my job and do this full time through performances, through selling products, through just getting engaged with the Keep It Moving in different community centers. So now we're at a place where it's a full-time movement, and we've really grown quite fast. Yeah, this is part of the marketing plan. I mean, we got the rap vehicles, we got doing TV commercials, radio, doing live performances. So.
And also have a very strong social media presence, over 15,000 Twitter followers through our alliance, over 30,000 Facebook friends and fans through our alliances. So, you know, in any business, you could have the greatest product, but if they don't know, nobody's gonna buy or purchase or support. So it's all about getting that word out. In a day and age where doing commercials on TV and radio is just more expensive than many can afford, social media is where it's at. Just as simple as going to your phone or your computer, you can reach thousands of people. That's where it's at nowadays. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all those different outlets to reach different people, to promote, to engage, to inspire, to motivate. When you're an entrepreneur, normally you're your biggest investor at first. And one thing I give Roy so much credit for is while he was employed, he was reinvesting his money back into the business. And at the time, I was a full-time entertainer who was already semi-established. So what did I do? I didn't care about making money as much. It was about getting the brand H3 out and getting this movement going. But as far as the funding, have to give Roy a lot of credit as far as the managing and putting things together so we could be able to grow. Because even though we may not have a lot of money, we look big, because we all know in business, perception is reality. If you all are ready to move and groove, say, yeah! If you all are ready for some fun and excitement, say, yeah! That's what it's about.
Business is just about relationships. So, I mean, we're building relationships with some pretty prominent individuals and organizations here in the Kansas City area, and it's been nothing but love and support because they're seeing the reaction that the kids are giving, and they are just into what we do for these children. Well, the community loves us. I mean, we're working with, the Blue Cross Blue Shields, we're working with Truman Medical, we're working out Operation Breakthrough, Boys and Girls Club, YMCA, so everybody is really latching on and gravitating toward this movement. So it's only a matter of time we're going to keep on moving and get the community united for this positive movement for the city.
I'm not from Kansas City, and when you speak of entertainment in the form of business, many people would think that Kansas City would be a horrible market because it's a mid-sized market, it's not close to LA, New York, the major markets. But like Roy said, the reality is in business, you don't give excuses, you move. And relationships are everything, at least in regards to what we do. If you can provide, if you can build the relationship and you treat people fairly and you operate with integrity, that's the true magic.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
You have to be extremely passionate about what you're doing, especially if you're an entrepreneur and if you're working for yourself, because it takes extreme effort, it takes extreme sacrifice, and just really taking those first initial steps. I mean, that's the key. It's almost a domino effect. Once you start moving, you start making connections, you start building your capital, and you start getting in a position where you can grow your business, and it takes time and patience, but definitely takes passion.
And speaking about passion, many times in life, people do something or start a business from a talent or skill they have. Roy's been doing music ever since he was a teenager. I've been a professional children's entertainer since the age of 12. We're not only doing this to make money, that's not even a part of it. We have to survive, but we're doing what we love. Passion is everything.
And I think it's identifying your gifts, knowing your strengths.
Absolutely.
And just, I think if you plan appropriately and execute, I mean, that's everything, that's key, and just knowing it takes time to really grow a successful business. It doesn't happen overnight. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. I know that's pretty cliche, but it's the truth of it. You have to be able to be focused and work your butt off.
And I also like how Roy said your gifts, because we're all blessed with different and unique talents. Normally those who are very skilled in science or math, they may go into something in a technological field. Music, magic, we're focusing on our God-given talents and we're letting that passion out to motivate our youth.
And our goal is to, again, not only regionally, nationally, but build a global brand of something positive that kids can draw to and just uplift them. And our real goal is to change a generation.
All right, I have to tweet this now. I have to tweet it now. Okay, it's time to go. Everyone will know soon. Message. Bring it in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep it moving. Yeah!
A co-production of KCPT and Outpost Worldwide. At home in Kansas City. Production, post, content.